That's what she said.
Hey, listen. Alrighty. Are you ready?
She never listens.
Should we start this?
Yes.
All right. My mouse is not cooperating with me. There it is. Okay.
You gotta let it out of the cage.
Oh, it's all over in like 3 other different screens. Everyone can hear us now, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because there has been bleed over before while I've watched these things.
No, they can hear us. That's what I said.
Oh,
I know they can. I know when people... I know when they are listening. I know when they're not at all. Which is most of the time. All right, here we go. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, and Happy Holidays. It's time for Help Me Rox. Joining us for this holiday special is the internet's very own version of a jolly fiend, Mighty Bill. You got a problem? She can help. Just give her a call. And now, here she is, straight from sneaking down Rick Scott's chimney to leave him more than just coal, Rox of Spell's house.
You know, the EPA has now ruled that coal is a danger to all, so we can't leave it in the stockings anymore, so we'll just put it down his underpants. It'll be fine.
What? Okay.
It's a problem solver.
Well, all right.
It is. Hey, on the line, Happy Hanukkah, which has passed. We have Kwanzaa coming up. We have Christmas coming
Kwanzaa.
up.
I forgot to mention Kwanzaa.
That's okay. It's a light thing. It's
all
all about lights and candles.
Oh, I thought you said it's a white
such.
thing.
It's a light thing.
Oh.
They have candles. It's kind of like a menorah-like thing. Anyway, happy end of the world as well. If 2012 occurs, then we're all heading to either Costco or Publix or H.H. Gregg for those big screen TVs that we will all wind up looting for.
If the world ends, won't there not be any...
I don't know. I think it'll be just one of those, the lights go out. I mean, it doesn't say how it ends.
So, joining us is...
Mighty Bill. Because you're on my show, I give you 2 Mighties.
Yay! Happy Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us.
That's
That's right. I do not have the aluminum pole, but later on we will do feats of strength and airing of grievances.
Airing of grievances, yes. Which is, I think, is every day, right?
Right. So we are at the end of 2012, and we're creeping up on that horrible time of the year when there is the New Year's resolution. Bill, do you believe in those?
No.
I don't either.
No, I don't. I've never kept one.
Are you saying you don't believe they exist, or that
they exist? They exist for about 500 milliseconds.
Correct.
And then the bowl games start.
Yes.
Oh, somebody did just try and call in, and I missed it. So, caller, if you're still there, because we hadn't gotten to the point where we were addressing our drinks of choice for the evening. I got my fine glassware here. I'll show it to everybody. It's it's over there.
You don't get to see this till post-production.
No.
There.
No. We're in the dark.
Yes.
Well, hold on. I'll show you. I'll give you a little glimpse. Here's my fine glassware, so that you can enjoy it.
Oh, look, it's so cute.
I am about to fill it with some eggnog. I just need to know from you, Rox, this is the first question of the night, what do I put in it? Besides eggnog.
Oh my gosh, you know what would be really good is that Cabin Fever maple whiskey. I think that would be good instead of rum.
That would be
Got
awesome.
that added little sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That would be awesome if I actually had it.
Traditionally it's not rum, it's supposed to be bourbon.
I do have some bourbon.
See, I'm not a really bourbon person. I like rum, especially I think the dark spicy rums would be really good.
That would work, yeah.
So much spice. You want spice.
Right.
We all
I
want
would
spice in our
either
life.
go bourbon or spiced rum or the Cabin Fever, which is a rye whiskey, so you're still in the family.
All right, let me step away. You guys talk amongst yourself. What else are you guys talking
Okay, so we were talking about New Year's resolutions on how they suck. You and I started something. I started back in May. We both sort of glommed onto the Tim Ferriss 4 Hour Body. I believe
Yes.
you're on
Yeah.
that. I am too.
Yeah. Us.
I as of May, I lost 53 pounds on it.
As of June, I'm at about 50, somewhere around there. I've gained a little, but that's because of the holiday season. But yeah,
But
ever
you know what?
since.
Here's the cool thing. We did it half of the year so that when it's creeping up towards the new year, we're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I think that's the
Be
main reason.
medical.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason why I don't feel like I feel so bad about it gaining a little bit because I have lost so much, and I can still tell because all my pants I have to wear a belt with because when I started, even my fat clothes were getting tight on me,
Hmm.
and now I can't leave the house without a belt on, or
Right.
everybody's going to know the color of my underwear,
Sure.
and
You
or
should
what's
stop.
underneath my kilt the wrong way because the
Uh,
kilt would fall down.
yeah, yeah. So, you're doing 4 hour, but I sort of cobbled mine a bit. There were certain the all right, people, just so you know, so we did this, and I would say Bill's got a really good, strong self esteem, personality. So do I. That we know. I might be wrong, but I'm one of those people. I want to be faster than the slowest person. So when it comes to the apocalypse, there will somebody will be behind me.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one that everybody looks at as, ooh, he'll be the next meal.
That yeah, yeah, or
And
that, yeah.
yeah,
So, even
Happy
though
holidays, everyone.
happy, right? Well, just something really quick. It's like, I feel pretty much the same. My timing on cycling. I mean, that's my thing. Is I actually stopped coming right home because I live less than 5 minutes from home from work. So it'd be like, oh, I can go home. So now I force myself every day to do at least 12 miles throughout the whole day, going to work, coming home. Anyway, I feel fine. My speed for cycling's better. But here's the thing, people, just so you know, even when you're dry, your life doesn't automatically change. There's still those things that piss you off and stuff, but you feel better, right?
yeah. I could actually tell you, I don't. My main problem right now is getting my ass off and starting exercising.
From what I
But
understand, your last problem is the last problem you have is getting off. But anyway, go on.
yeah, no,
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
actually
We
getting up
need
and
to
actually
say. Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Actually getting up and actually exercising because unfortunately I'm on my feet all day, and
Hmm.
being the large land mammal that I am already, getting the motivation to not come home and flop on the couch is that last hurdle I really need to do.
It is, and I think like for me, even though I've always cycled and stuff, like I said, I've worked at this one print shop for long enough that's like, oh, there was a time I would actually bike almost like 20 miles throughout, 10 going to work, 10 coming back.
Right.
And I stopped that because it's like, oh, hey, I have the luxury of my job is less than 5 minutes from my house. So now I've gotten back to that kind of routine sort of a thing. So, but you know what? There are still people that annoy me. It's just part
Now,
of the thing.
the only bourbon I have is Southern Comfort.
That'll work.
That's not a bourbon.
That's not a bourbon.
No, it's actually under as a liqueur.
See, that's what I thought too.
Well,
Uh,
what
I
do
used to have the Playboy. I used to have the Playboy bartending guide, which is this huge thing, this thick thing, almost like and it had like Bible paper.
So I guess I should.
And that's how I found out that Southern Comfort is actually a liqueur, not a
you?
yeah.
See, I've
but
never
it
been
might work.
a big
Because
fan of that.
I don't really particularly like the taste of Southern Comfort, to be honest with you. But it's the closest I have, so.
Oh.
I mean, I have some sweet tea bourbon, but that's not going to
That's
go well
not gonna.
with it.
Yeah, that's not gonna work in an eggnog.
Well,
What
here we
kind of
go.
eggnog did you buy? Publix?
TG Lee.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's pretty good.
It's fancy.
Okay.
It's fancy.
Fancy. So, Bill, you are half of the podcast of Kinky and the Geek. So, what is new over there, real quick?
Well, the newest thing is that I'm actually half, but only with Aruka now.
Oh,
Fleshvine, unfortunately, or at least for me, has moved on and is concentrating on her writing.
oh, okay.
And she really wants to get that full bore. And
Okay.
plus, she's working full time and working out of her parents' shop. So it's me and Aruka keeping the fort down and hopefully entertaining the listeners.
Well, that's good. You can always do what we're doing here is do like guest people and stuff.
That is some of the stuff. Right now, we're just trying to get into a good routine.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot easier when you had someone else that you could like poke at and go, "Hey, we need to do a podcast."
Yeah, yeah. You could always, set it up at a treadmill and, as you're walking and talking about kinky stuff while on a
Right.
treadmill. Hi!
She's off trying to keep the dog entertained.
So what do you do for do you dole out advice and stuff just so our listeners will know, or just what is happening in the world of alt fetish type of?
Well, be it Kinky and the Geek, we tried to do, cover both worlds because I know my initial idea of doing this was proving that geeks have sex. They have kinky sex. They like having sex. We're not the large man and living in their parents' basement. Never have even seen what a woman looks like naked outside the internet, let alone talk to one.
Right.
I know, and that was kind of Fleshvine wanted to do more on the kinky side, just as that was her passion.
Mm-hmm.
But we have given advice. We've actually had people who just listening to us have opened up a world that they were on the outside of,
right,
and worked their way in, kind of as a, as like, oh well, I'm not the only one.
Right. Okay. Well, that sounds really good. How now you post yours on iTunes and everything, and
Yeah.
I noticed even off of your website you can. So if you want, please listen to Mighty Bill's show, Kinky and the Geek. You're on Volume 2, Episode 4. That's pretty cool.
we decided to call it Volume 2 after Phantom's heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for them to come back, and then we just kept the Volume 2.
Right.
As, okay, we're the new we're a new show.
Oh, okay. That works. These are people too we know that are trying to radically change, their eating patterns and stuff because of our friend Joe and stuff.
Look, I do need to point out. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I was going to say, watching Widges decline in weight because he was the one that started 4 hours. But then when you have someone who is 10, 20 years your junior, have a massive heart attack, that made me go,
yeah,
made me run. Oh, yeah, I got to do the diet thing now. I don't want to die.
Well, I've been calling it a body hack, if anything. Only because here's the thing: it's like the way I see it. Real quick, I'm not starving. There's stuff you can eat. Since it's low carb, high protein type of thing. There are certain things I didn't really jive, and that's like Tim doesn't like you to eat fruit, and I made sure during the summer I eat seasonal fruit. So like summer melons, then it went to like now I'm on apples and
which
whatever.
Is closer. Yeah, I was gonna say which is a little closer to the paleo diet.
Paleo diet, yeah. So here's the thing: it's like I read Wheat Belly, so I don't want to tell people I'm gluten free. because you run into the poor people that can't eat gluten, and I don't want to offend them.
Right.
So I'm like, I cut it. So I don't tell people I'm gluten free, but I radically got rid of it because I read Wheat Belly. That's a really good one. I also read, here's an interesting one too. The New York Times woman had a book called The First 20 Minutes. And she believes even for the older that you get, you really almost need to exercise 20 minutes.
Right.
So, just to get your heart rate going. And she's got some really good ideas on, how to maintain that and stuff. And I also picked up some interesting stuff on like Live Strong and stuff. My other thing, I didn't really do is like on Saturdays and Sundays, I do like a 20-mile ride and I don't eat. I know Tim's like, oh, eat first 20 minutes. I sort of base it on that whole ketone fat thing.
Right.
So that for my 20-mile ride, I'm burning what the fat there is. And that's when I know I'll knock a pound or so off, like 2 pounds after a ride. And it sort of stays with me all week long. So it's like, this plateau type, or not plateau, but stepping.
Right.
So.
And the thing is that both Tim and Widge of all things is like if it's a diet and you can't stick to it, it's not going to help you. So you can modify it. That's the great thing about 4 Hour Body is it's the whole idea is losing it with as minimal of an effort as you can, because I think the idea is when you boil water, it takes this much heat to boil water. You go over any above it, all you're doing is wasting heat because it's not going to boil it anymore. It's boiling. So.
Oh yeah, like I break up my ride like 12 miles and then I stop. And I know that Jillian would hate this. And I stop and I read in a park for like 15 minutes. And I totally stop so that when I get back on my bike, it's that much harder.
Right.
So then you're having to fight back. Because after a certain, like the woman from the New York Times said, you keep going, but you're hitting this sort of energy type of thing. So.
Right. Yeah. You always hit a plateau that you'll have to work at, and it just makes it harder to do what you need to do once you've hit that.
But I mean, you've been on it since June. I've been on it. I would say the end of May, and we're still here.
Yeah.
So it could be done. Just says he remembers. Okay, I don't know what that means.
Well, that's what I've been trying to interrupt you for.
Sorry. Okay, now we'll start the.
Yeah. Can we start the show now?
We can start the show now. Yeah.
You mean this isn't diet talk?
No, it's
not anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying about it. All right, real quick. If you're gonna start a diet and stuff, don't do it in the beginning of the year because parties are still going on. Parties are, you've got bowl games, like you said. They last till like March. March Madness occurs. Start in May. Start in April. Don't do it in the beginning of it because the prices for gym equipment is high, even though they say it's on sale. Wait till it hits on Craigslist. For all the people to fail, and they're like, I don't want it. Just start like after March Madness.
Now,
you'll thank me.
I will point out that I'm also eating gluten-free ginger snaps. So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm all holiday and festivus over here.
Now that we've glommed on
and
our chat.
I did want to point out that Lance, Lowlance, it's 2 L's. Does it make it L Lance or does it make it Lance?
No, I think he's Llama Lance.
Yeah, or Yama.
Yeah.
Yance?
Lance.
Yance.
Or we can just call him Llama because he does spell it with 2 L's.
Anyway, says, I'm assuming it's a he. Remember sex?
Okay, so do I.
Back when we were talking about that particular subject. However, we have had someone call in, and
yay!
It's okay, according to Lance, in Welsh, it's Hans.
And in Irish, I think that spelling is George.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
All right, well, we do have our first call of the evening. We did have a voicemail. If you do want to call in, even if we're not on the air, you can leave a message. Where can they reach us, Rox?
404-382-0769. That's the number to call.
And you
Please
can also, if you have Skype, you can call Need Coffee Live directly. That's all one word. And you should get the voicemail. So anyway, here's our first voicemail. I believe it's, I think I know who it is, but here we go.
We know who it is.
I haven't listened to it yet, so.
There are cookies in your mailbox.
What is
Oh, okay. We'll have to put out a shout out to my neighbor Kevin Petway for the cookies in my mailbox, of which here they are. Woo!
Oh, so wait, he called into the show
to
let you know.
That's
not
nice
the kind of
them.
show that we're running.
That's right. I helped him do some beta reading for his upcoming novel, which is actually really good. You know, you always have
sound
those things.
surprised.
Well, no. Well, Bill.
Oh my God, he can write.
No. Have you ever been
read someone's stuff?
propositioned by your friend to read something?
Oh, okay, good. Thank you for finishing
I
that.
read. No, I don't have anybody that they either edit their own stuff or have other people do it. Yeah.
Well,
or don't trust Bill.
No.
I have. Well, I work in a printing company, so we're always. Oh my God, some of the stuff you get is so horrible. So no, yes, I was surprised, and it didn't read like Vanity Press. So it was like one of those. I was surprised because I've read some of his blog stuff, which is self. This happened today, blah 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 blah. That sort of thing. And here is actually a full blown story. Beginning, middle, end, and it worked out really well. And I was surprised. But thanks for the cookies.
Yes, I was surprised.
I was surprised.
I hope he's not listening.
Well, I think I do understand. It's a first.
It doesn't sound like Vanity Press. It doesn't.
Well, it's a first. Yeah, that first time author.
Right.
It's not going to be great expectations right out the bat. You could end up with 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my, yeah, and get lots of money.
Let me ask you this, because I'm assuming that maybe you did read it, Bill.
Oh hell no.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
No,
would it make a good holiday gift? That's what I want to know.
I was going to say real quick, Aruka tried, and Aruka is a fanfic writer and avid reader, and that's what 50 Shades of Grey started off as.
Yeah.
Twilight fanfic, and even she said she got about halfway through and said nope.
Okay, all right, real quick, because this is interesting, because a friend of mine that's in the BDSM family, do you call it that?
Community.
Community, okay.
Community, yeah.
It's a whole new set of family values.
She had a problem with 50 Shades of Grey, too. Thinking, here's somebody that might be interested in this, and they're portraying everybody, to me... You get some people thinking, oh, it's like American Psycho, which that's totally different.
Right.
And she's like, she was incensed over the fact that they portrayed that, the community in not a really good light. I couldn't see how she did it. I do know that most people that are in the community who are deeper in the lifestyle than I am hate the book. I think I've heard a lot of people say it's sex written by someone who's never had sex.
So Twilight.
Wow.
But pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although it has done, because we did a cast on this, it has done a big business in not only sex stores but hardware stores, because people have gone to go buy ropes and chains after reading it. All these suburban housewives and stuff who are passing around the book. They started going to sex shops that have started having like 50 Shades of Grey night. In fact, we went to one of the local sex shops here in Atlanta, and they had a display of 50 Shades of Grey. It's bringing people in. So the book may be shit, but it's actually making money for other people too.
All right. That'll work.
We do have another voicemail that came in a week ago.
Okay.
There we go.
Hi, Rox. Quick question. How can I help the Martians conquer Santa? Because I know there's the film Santa Conquers the Martians. I want to know how I can help my Martian friends to conquer Santa. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, at first I thought he said Fanta.
Well,
And
yeah,
I didn't know that
the green.
Martians
No,
were really thrilled for soda.
I was gonna say those 5 girls could fend off the Martian invasion. Just doing their little samba dance.
Hooray for Santa Claus. That was Pia Zadora's first film, just so you
Yes.
know. There's a great riff track too for that. Wow, so Santa taking over, or no, the Martians
Martians,
taking
yeah.
over Santa. Well, they have ray guns. It's simple. And here's the thing about Santa. Okay, Santa is an entity. Anybody that has watched Ernest Saves Christmas at least 3 times will know that Santa retires and then a new Santa takes over. So all you have to do is vaporize Santa, put the new one in place. There you go. What do you think, Bill?
Well, for one, if the Martians need help, for conquering Santa, maybe they shouldn't they shouldn't conquer Santa. Pick the Easter Bunny. Pick Arbor Day Al. Stay away from Santa.
Arbor Day Al.
I don't
Who's
know.
Arbor Day Al?
Arbor Day Al is not one of the Guardians, I don't think.
Oh my God, is that a pagan
Right.
thing?
I don't know. I ran out once I hit the Easter Bunny. I ran out, so I made one up.
All right.
It's kind of like the holiday armadillo from Friends.
How about Freddie Flag Day?
Freddie Flag Day, yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Larry Labor Day. He's usually at Dragon Con though, so he's not really doing much.
No, I saw him passed out in a hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, we did get.
Bobby
Did
Boxing
you get
Day?
the tweet? It's a holiday one, John, or should I read it?
Yes, read it. Feel free.
Okay. All right. This is from our favorite cynical 13-year-old who writes in.
Yes. I think he said to ignore his emails. They're no longer relevant, but read it anyway.
Oh my gosh, it disappeared. Holy crap. But it's like, here we go. Ignore my voicemails. They're bollocks. He's doing the English thing. Can you help me? What do I do when somebody doesn't like a Christmas gift?
Oh.
Okay.
Wah, 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 wah.
Well, cynical 13-year-old, don't worry about it, okay? If there's one thing I've learned, Bill, have you ever done that Secret Santa thing?
Once or twice.
Okay.
I think the last time I did it, I used.
Aren't they horrible?
Is that a
It's
role-playing
like the
thing,
worst thing. Other
especially
than that weird white elephant thing. I don't understand.
Now we do that with my friends, the white elephant, and that can be a
Yeah.
blast. Yeah, it can be a blast. Yeah.
But Secret Santa sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, because I always got the guy or girl that didn't freaking care. You gave out something really cool, and what do you get? You get a cap gun that was worth $1. And here you are, you're in your 30s. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Really? This is what you gave. Okay, I know it's all about the meat, but no. It's $1. It's $1 gun at $1 store. And they got it on sale. So, what you learn is the idea of regifting, or your friend might we come up with a version called Grinchmas. Okay, my friends and I get together. It's before Christmas. And we do a thing where you can't spend over $20 amongst 6 people. And it's got to be the worst stuff going. Like last year, I did really well because you know what? I found all their gifts in the trash.
By the way, Rox, you're being called a material.
Don't worry. Honestly, unless you really bought somebody something really, really nice, it's hard to gauge the way people are when it comes to gifts. because we treat Christmas as every day. And what I mean by that, and I think you might agree, we all buy stuff all year long. There was a time, there's a reason why Christmas has gifts, is you almost, way back in the days of old, you actually had to wait for stuff because you had no money. Times were lean. There was, marauding, Vikings. You couldn't get to the store. So you had to wait for stuff. But now I buy stuff all year long. I know, Bill, you buy stuff all year long. So the meaning of Christmas is kind of lost on the whole gift giving thing. And that's my belief. So I wouldn't worry about the fact that this person didn't like your gift. Next year, make something. And I don't mean scratch pads that you go to the print shop and you have somebody type somebody else's name on it. That's just hokey and stupid. So make something yourself, and they might like it. What do you think, Bill? Over to you.
Well, it all really depends on the person. If it was a coworker that didn't like the gift, who cares? I mean,
yeah, gifted anyway.
Well, my whole thing is I don't like enough people at my work to want to do Secret Santa anymore because I'm afraid I'm going to get the person I hate, and all I'm going to want to give them is a punch to the throat.
Yeah. I got knives last year.
Yeah. If it's someone you like and you did it, just chalk it up to, oh, well, you thought you knew that's what the person wanted or was in their wheelhouse and you just kind of missed it. Unless they threw it back into your face and then punched you.
Yeah.
It's just kind of what it is. You can't really get too mad about it.
You can't.
Or get upset about it, I should say. Yeah.
Oh, here's one. It's really funny. Growing up, this one family down the street, they had the rich grandmother that she gave out, get this, now she had at least 6, 10, say 14 grandkids. Out of the 14, she would give one good gift. One good gift. So all the kids were hoping for that one good gift. And my good friend Matt, one year, got a case of jelly. So it even happened. And the thing is it's like no thought, no nothing. Here you go. Here's case jelly. I was like, what'd you get? I got Smucker's jelly. Really? Really? So it's a crapshoot. It's Christmas.
First place is Cadillac. Second place, set of steak knives. Third place, y'all get killed.
I know. Yeah. So don't worry about the holidays. If you went out of your way, send a note. You could put those away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and when it comes to gifting on Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you happen to celebrate, and if you know the person really well, just try to. There's always something someone won't buy for themselves for one reason or another.
Because they're cheap.
Find that. Well, yeah. Well, cheap. Or they can't justify it anyway. And it's like, oh, I don't really need that. I would like it, but I don't really need it.
Right.
And that's the thing, my gift thing. Never give anything anybody really needs.
No, you give something fun.
Right. I didn't
unless you have a lot of money and you'd love to give somebody a Dyson vacuum cleaner.
I did give one of the first gifts I gave Alicia was a sewing machine because I know she liked to sew.
Uh-huh.
So I knew a sewing machine would be,
and they're not cheap. Yeah. I mean, that's like a craft tool, which that would harken if you gave a guy a lathe or a power tool because they'll like that unless they're inept and they'll cut their thumbs off. Know the person. But again, you're 13 years old. So,
there's a lot more harsh stuff posters out there for you to deal with.
Yeah. It's like, don't sweat that. Find a movie poster, give it to them. Yeah. They'll be fine. Really, they'll live. And if not, they'll remember if the gift was really bad, they'll always remember the really bad gift. So you'll always be remembered somehow.
By the way, you are.
Although there is one other thing you could do. You could snatch it back from him and slap him in the face like Batman, and then walk away.
It's summer out.
I'm violent tonight.
It's Christmas.
By the way, you are being called a
These
material.
are the people this is the person that works at retail that you deal with, people.
By the way, you are being
Oh,
called a
yeah.
material girl in the chat room.
There's no crying over Christmas. It's not Christmas until somebody cries over Christmas cards.
You know what I just realized? My
What?
microphone was on mute. I've been trying to talk this entire time.
All right, you're gonna let us just go, chatty cat.
Also, so it's an Eat Coffee podcast, in other words.
Yes, we haven't seen each other since Dragon Con, so
Yeah. Well, I was going to point out that you are being called a material girl is the word I'm trying to get out in the
Really?
chat room.
But that's not right. Why would they call me a girl?
all I want is a Dyson vacuum cleaner. Just kidding, just kidding.
And here's a question from the internet. Let's see. Where's that? Which traditions, if skipped, would not even be missed this year?
Tradition skipped for the holidays.
No, for the
Like
13th
Arbor
of
Day.
November.
Oh, Arbor Day.
Let's
There you
take
go. Well, okay. The things that we would miss would be Labor Day, Memorial Day.
No,
Yeah.
which
That would be
traditions? Well,
Now,
There would be no Dragon Con. Oh, Dragon Con was canceled this year.
no! Okay. We should take this seriously.
yes, this is a very serious podcast.
Yeah. Obviously, you really haven't listened.
All
I know,
right.
I really don't help anybody.
Then here's a follow-up question. What seasonal activities put you in the holiday mood?
Oh my God, Black
I'm in the
Friday.
mood for holidays. Go ahead.
Okay. What I like to do is I do like venturing out for Black Friday, even though I don't buy anything. But I like seeing people scurrying.
Why the racism?
And
Never mind.
I went home and we went to the Christmas forest, which is, holiday around the world. These trees are decorated and, from like Finland and stuff. And you got to see what they look like. So that's fun. And I know this is crazy, but I love going out Christmas Eve day to the shopping areas because people too are scurrying around and people say Merry Christmas, and yes, that's a materialistic thing and I don't really care, but it works.
Well, you are living in a material world.
I am, yeah.
And you are a material girl.
So what do you do, Bill?
Don't you know?
Well, I can tell you right now, the Black Friday and the day of Christmas Eve, I would just like to say, as someone who works those days.
I know, I'm sorry.
Um,
Sorry you do.
I think this year it's been seeing my neighbor's lights go up.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I'd see a neighbor, I'd see a lit house and I'd smile. I mean, it really was. It's been harder and harder to get into the Christmas mood, just feeling like it's Christmas. And I think that's because I get bombarded with Christmas since before you guys get bombarded with Christmas.
Yeah, I know. Yours is like October.
Yeah,
It's like right at Dragon Con.
earlier. There has been a tradition that I would leave the week before I go on vacation for Dragon Con. At least one, and this is end of August. I'll see at least one piece of Christmas merchandise come in the store.
Oh, wow.
So if you people hate the fact that you see Christmas at the November 1st or October 31st, imagine seeing it in August.
Oh my gosh, who would probably hate that too is really like the people that work at like Martha Stewart magazine because they have to do Christmas months.
Right.
It's like, oh, let's set this up. I have on my iPod, I have like an 800 count Christmas song playlist. I love Christmas songs in winter songs. We were talking about earlier.
I had to make my own Christmas list because at work all they do is the secular bad Christmas and then like covers. Like I've heard at least 4 different colors of Last Christmas, and not one of them is George Michael.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have like 3, I think, and Santa Baby.
Yes,
Another materialistic song.
Sheila E. has a version that's just horrible, and I've heard it at least twice today.
Eartha Kitt, number 1.
They don't play that one.
Oh, on my playlist, I get it.
Yeah, my playlist is Sinatra's Christmas album, Celtic Woman's Christmas album, and a holiday sampler that iTunes put out a couple of years ago that was for free.
Find the Santastic stuff. Those are the mashup mix stuff. Those are fun.
They're asking about in the chat room. They're asking about Slade, but maybe they mean Syed.
Sade.
Sade. I don't know.
Sade.
No.
The Sadie.
SLADE. What's SLADE?
What about her?
I don't know.
I don't see the chat.
It's a Brit thing,
Yeah.
apparently. Apparently, it's a Brit thing.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Sade. The smooth operator. I don't think I've ever heard her Christmas stuff.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Sade. Yeah.
See, we don't get that thing that they do in Great Britain, which they have the sort of like an unwritten contest of what is the best holiday song going.
Killing in the Name of by Rage Against the Machine.
I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about in the chat room, just for the record.
It's okay.
That was that one year that they killed. What was it? They had an X Factor guy. They were trying to push his Christmas single for the UK thing, and it got beat out by Killing in the Name of by Rage Against the Machine.
See what happens. Yes.
And then nobody likes Rage Against the Machine anymore either. So there you go. It all.
Oh, sorry. It all comes clean in the wash.
Hans is cursing at me in the chat room. Apparently.
Oh, well, you're butchering his name.
Well, that's what chat rooms are for, aren't they?
Don't start a flame war, people. Just don't. Wait till December 21st.
What would you get a troll for Christmas?
An troll?
Internet troll for Christmas.
Nothing. They get cold.
Lack
which is
of
against
internet.
the EPA, yes.
And it is just Lance, by the way. We've had some clarification in the chat room. It's just Lance.
Oh, so the L is silent.
Yes.
Doesn't that make them ants?
The second L is...
Oh,
the second L is silent.
You got to make sure there are two there.
Yes.
Now, there are several movies coming out, and I need to know this. There are several movies coming out this Christmas. Which of the 3 major releases, which I believe is Django... is it Django Unchained? Is the full name of it?
Django Unchained.
Django Unchained, Les Mis, and hold on, I'll remember what the third one is in a second. But which one should I go see? I need help.
Wow. Well, let's see. Yeah, like Guns, then the Django Unchained. But if you, wow, that's tough. That's tough.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick. I just asked real quick. I've never really seen Les Mis in any form. Isn't the ending kind of a downer?
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a bit of hope.
Oh,
there's a lot of crying though in it. There's people who die and
stay at
people
home
die throughout the whole thing, and it's 3 hours.
Ugh. Well, the Hobbit's supposed to be really long too.
Oh, Parental Guidance was the other one.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hobbit's
like 2.5.
Oh, okay. Well, they could always stay home and watch the world's best Christmas movie, Die Hard.
Yes.
Or Ernest Saves Christmas.
You're
really pimping that. Do you have a stake in the Ernest?
The Ernest estate. Yeah, the Ernest estate pays her every time she mentions it.
I'm all about somebody saving Christmas. I hated Elf, but at the end, they're trying to save Christmas. I kind of like the ending of that. I couldn't stand all the rest up until here comes Ed Asner as Santa. I like that. And he's stuck in a tree or whatever, and they have to save him. Like a fireman getting a cat out of a tree. They have to believe, and that's kind of cool. But I like those, somebody saving Christmas. I like those things.
Here's a question for you that needs some answering from the chat room. Okay. What's a more Christmassy Morrissey song? December Spawn to Santa, or Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want?
Well, from a materialistic girl would be Please, Please. The the second one. That's what I would say. Bill, over to you.
Forget Morrissey and go to the Pogues. I'm all about the other things.
Oh yeah,
Morrissey's too much of a downer for me.
But
That
you know,
and an ass.
here's the thing: is he really isn't.
Well,
Do you
his
know?
music is.
All right, it is. However, he was in the Strand bookstore, and a poor old lady passed out, like right next to him. He was in this bookstore, and he was helping her out and everything. So he's like a really good humanitarian type of person. And you know, he helped her out, and she got her bearing and stuff, and she didn't know who he was or anything else like that. And it was really kind of cool of Morrissey to do this. You know, that he helped her out. You know, it's great. But you know, the funny thing is on a whole, Morrissey, if you put him in a street somewhere, nobody will know who he is. It's like Gary Oldman. He could be at our Publix right now, and nobody will know who he is. Really.
You would.
Or I would, yes.
That's because she stalks him.
That's because she knows where he is at all times.
That's right.
That's what the GPS tracking thing in the back of his neck is for.
Yeah, it was hard to get on that set to do that. Anyway.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Let's find another question here that we have. Speak amongst yourselves. Okay. Oh, here we go. What is something new that we should include in our holiday celebrations? By the way, by the time this comes out, it's probably after the holidays, so this is all for next year anyway.
No, right. It's the holiday. I mean, if anything, it'll come out for New Year's. So we were talking about New Year's resolutions. Now, okay, in light of what had occurred in a state that has given a lot of reflections, of how we treat each other. Just treat each other better. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I have to agree with that.
I have gotten to the point when I'm cycling and I see the spandex people. I don't wear spandex when I cycle because I like to go shopping and stuff, and it's hard to carry a wallet and stuff like that.
So I
dress like I'm in somebody's neighborhood. I'm their neighbor. I'm an interloper, but I dress according to whatever neighborhood. And people are walking, and I wave, I jingle the bell and stuff. And it's great because that passes on. Cyclists in spandex, they don't really care about you. But just that little bit of recognition to other people, that goes a long way. It really does. Just, you don't want to slight people. And I brought that up at Weekend Justice. What I learned from the, movie about Jimmy Hoffa, slighting people will get you in the end if you do that. So don't slight people you don't know. Because you don't know who they are. They could be, millionaires and stuff like that live next door. Just be nicer to people. Over to you, Bill. For your New Year's resolution. This is an easy one, people. It's easy. It's not like a diet or anything.
Right. Just be and people, please. I understand it's Christmas, and there are a lot of people out there. Please be nice to the person behind the counter.
Yes.
We're
down.
We're working. We're doing what we can. Realize there's a finite number of us, and seems to be an infinite number of you. Yeah. And it's Christmas, and there are going to be a lot of people shopping. Don't sit there and huff and complain and go, "Oh, I wonder when they're going to open another lane," because there may not be another person to open another lane.
And there's a reason why you bought an iPhone, so use it. Watch your video.
To tweet about this awful service that you're getting right now.
No, don't tweet about the awful service because, like he said, there's only so many to go around. And again, it's that whole slighting thing. Don't do it. Just, turn to your neighbor. This is what we learn as geeks because we go to these conventions. We understand long lines. We understand because we stand in long lines for movies because we want to be part of the group and stuff. We understand this. Turn to your neighbor and chat with them.
Yeah.
Won't kill you. You might never see this person again. Just say, "Hey, have you been having a good day? I know the long line and whatever. Tell a joke, whatever." But it just dissipates the anxiety that everybody feels because we understand as geeks because we know long lines. And sometimes we enjoy getting into the long lines because it's a long line. Like, I like getting into the long line at Dragon Con to get my badge. Because I'm chatting with like half a dozen people waiting in line.
Was it Lee? Was it Lee that said that someone was complaining about the lines were going so quick this year that he didn't have time to find the person he wanted to play with during convention?
Correct. Yes. Yes. So
you never know who you might find in a long line.
So yeah, it's an easy one. Just be nicer to other people,
Or take the Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton's first rule: don't be a dick.
That's right. Yeah.
Which he routinely ignores. Any last minute ideas for gifts? Where can we go to get last minute gifts?
Oh my God, Walgreens. Walgreens is the place to go because you know what? They did something clever. They did something clever in their whole marketing thing. They moved Christmas aside and they started moving the as seen on TV to the forefront of the store. So the trick is to find the item that doesn't look like you got it from Walgreens. So there's, Snuggies. No, actually, Snuggies are not. They're on the outs, aren't they, this year? I guess.
I have no idea. Don't have a Snuggie. Don't want a Snuggie.
Walgreens is open 24 hours a day. The line isn't as bad as Walmart. And you know what? There was a book written about having too many choices, that people cannot process too many choices. So when you narrow your choice selection, you'll find something really good. They have Gina Tay, they got perfume at Gina Tay.
Brute by Fabergé.
Fabergé, everybody's like that. And there's always the Hickory Farms smoke sampler stuff. Everybody loves cheese and sausage.
Summer sausage log.
Yes. Everybody loves that.
Everybody loves sausage.
Everybody loves sausage.
Right?
Some people like it a little more than others, but
hey Scott, how you doing? What?
I was waiting.
But anyway, you know what? I guess last minute. I don't know. Have you ever been a last minute shopper, Bill?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I try to get mine done because the worst.
You shop at Dragon Con. I know that.
Occasionally. No, actually, I think everything I bought, except for like little knick-knack stuff, it's all been online. Think Geek and Amazon.
Okay.
Oh, Amazon 2-day shipping is.
Oh God, Prime has been. I've loved Prime.
Everyone loves that. Also, if you're gonna do last minute, think about local shops. There's been the big push about buying locally. If your friend's a geek and stuff, stop at your local comic book shop or game store.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have something different. Really cool if they're a gamer, pick up a card game because you're going to be stuck with your relatives all day. Most people might have Monday off, Tuesday off, and so pick up Munchkin. That's a great game.
I would say like Flux because it's a smaller game, or Zombie Dice. Zombie Dice is very compact, and you can have multiple people play it, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Flux, and there's like several variations of Flux. You can get like Monty Python Flux. You can get.
There's Space Flux. I want to say there's Cthulhu Flux. I may be wrong. I know there's Cthulhu Munchkin, but I don't know about Cthulhu
right.
Flux.
Yeah, Munchkin can go epic long, and you might have to venture off to another party. So a simple, quick game, dice game is good. You know, or give a gift to the house, and then off you go. Um, Gloom is really fun too. That's down to that's a 4-person game. That's fun. It's
Yeah.
sort of Edward Gorey like. How to make somebody else unhappy. It's the holidays. Spread the joy.
And honestly, depending on the person, if they're a drinker, booze.
Booze,
Go
yes.
to a local, go find a nice bottle of scotch. A night, splurge for some single barrel, depending on who you're buying.
Sunday, yeah, if you're going the booze route, Sundays newspaper will have coupons. It's right before the holiday, I think. I'm trying to think. You can find coupons for alcohol. Yes, indeed. It's like Seagram 7, whatever. But yeah, you can get coupons for alcohol.
I don't think they do that
I've
here.
sent some to Lee. It's like, hey, you want some alcohol coupons? Oh yeah, you know me. So that works. Yeah, alcohol. Stop over at a bakery, pick up, food. Because here's the thing, nobody has time to do the epic baking like our parents did.
Or if you are inclined, cookies. Buy,
Cookies.
Cookies, a fruitcake. Make the fruitcake yourself.
Okay. Well,
Although
isn't it
it's too late because you do have to let them. You do have to let the fruitcake sit. If you're doing it correctly, they do have to sit in the brandy for a little bit.
Yeah, like a long time.
All right, so
About 2 weeks.
Speaking of gift giving, and since we do have Mighty Bill here, and let's do a very special Rox versus the professionals.
Okay.
This is from the AskMen.com. Dr. Chaves or Chives or whatever, however you pronounce the name. Shopping for sex toys for the missus is the topic here. Kids, cover your ears. I'm looking to buy my wife a vibrator as a gift for her birthday, and I have no clue which would be the best one to choose. I'm not looking to spend a lot of money, but would be happy to get her something sexual for her birthday. Which would you choose? Hopefully
my
Dr.
gosh.
Chives isn't a guy.
Did you see the one that was like stainless steel, Bill? And it was like, I don't know, it was like $3,000.
No, but I do know that
it was like a piece of sculpture, handheld sculpture,
Right.
and it was freakish.
Handheld
I would, if I had $3,000, wink, wink, nod, nod, or a Christmas list, you can send that to me. But it was gorgeous because
Send all your vibrators too.
it was stainless steel. There was no parts that would cause toxic shock syndrome.
All right.
It was multifunctional for front, back, whatever, and it was amazing. You know what? Wouldn't you say, Bill, to spend as much money as you think, especially for a vibrator? I mean, you can get cheap ones, and then you get cheap ones.
You get the cheap ones, and they don't really do what you want, or they won't last very long. I would, if you're going, I mean, especially if it's a wife or a girlfriend, you're gonna want to splurge a little bit. And here comes the serious part of it. You need to know what she actually likes, because there are different. You get different variations of speed, the intensity of the actual vibration. Some women don't like that. Some people want a jackhammer. They want something they're going to plug into the wall. Some may not even want vibration. You get her an insertable. They make some really nice glass ones. They're actually made out of Pyrex.
Oh my gosh, you could even get one of your own member too.
Right? Yeah.
You could. I know it's late, but you could actually. I know, like guys that go on deployment and stuff, they'll have one made.
Yeah.
For their wife, so she won't forget.
And I know the whole idea of the question was a birthday surprise. Honestly, take her with you. Go find a nice, don't go to the seedy one where I'm in the trench coat. I mean, there's a guy in the trench coat in the corner.
That looks a lot like Bill, but it's not Bill.
Not me.
Swears. It's not him.
Looks like me, same height, same beard. No, that's not me.
Same name.
Different trench coat. Yeah. No, I know we've got several up here that are very female friendly. In fact, groups of my female friends have gone in on like girls' night doing stuff. It'd be more fun to actually take your significant other with you
And
and go
here
perusing.
and here's the thing. You can actually have the counter person open the box and test it out.
They'll do that anyway.
They'll do that
Every time yeah, they'll do that anytime you buy one at the ones I've been to. They will open it up. They have some spare batteries behind the counter. They'll pop some in, make sure it actually works before you walk out.
Yeah.
So are you saying there's no returns on those?
Would you really want to be that return counter?
No.
And depending on the ones, because I know we have the Love Shack that's in our area.
Shack, baby.
They actually have display ones, so they have ones out you can actually play with and know. Okay, how's this feel? Do you like the material? Do you like the vibration? Is it long enough? Is it too long? There's a whole Just I would tell them, take your woman with you, make a night of it, and you don't know. You never know what's going to happen at the end of the night.
Right. Yes.
All right. So essentially, the answer from the professional was tough question. It's like asking me to pick out the perfect pair of panties. I tell you to go with a Brazilian thong, and she hates the feeling of a shoestring going through her crack. Instead, she prefers lace booty shorts. So big strikeout. Anyway, moving on down to the bottom, to the middle of this, the answer is here's the suggestion. Get her a simple mini vibrating dildo or a vibrating bullet, nothing fancy, something less than $20, and make sure to add batteries to the gifts. While you're there, it won't hurt to ask the store employee, there you go, for their recommendation on vibrators, so you have some information and an idea. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the WeVibe 2 or 3. Perfect U-shape slides, inner clitoris and G-spot simulation. Allows for simultaneous use and penetration.
I don't know. I agree with Bill on this one. I mean, if you're gonna get a $20 vibrator, it'll be a $20 vibrator because Bill, retail. I do too. You know that it's actually worth $3.95.
Right. Although there have been some good ones that are cheaper, especially in the bullet way. But again, you don't know what unless you really know what she likes. You've used one and like to say new one for her. Take her with you.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, hey, I got these. Oh, thanks. And then you're asking what happened, why somebody didn't like my Christmas gift. You'll be writing in somewhere, yeah. What are these? They're like marbles. What do I do? If you're going to give something like that, make sure that they know what the directions are, too. What do I do with these little marbles?
Okay. Here's another question. For those folks that unfortunately only have this podcast to listen to and are lonely and don't have anybody, first of all, we love you.
We do.
So,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I like you.
Happy Hanukkah. He commits to nothing.
Hanukkah's been over.
He has a fear of commitment even to people he doesn't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so here we go. Another Dr. Chives. I got to figure it out. Names. It's
Most likely chives.
Chaves.
Chaves.
Okay, I have a fantasy that really turns me on. It's sometimes it's something I masturbate to, but don't feel comfortable telling anyone. So what I'll do is I will write this.
You'll write it to someone, yeah.
Not even my wife. I absolutely love and get turned on by imagining the movie Avatar. I don't know what it is, but the female blue characters really excite me to the point that I'm getting a hard on writing this. Is this common?
Well, John,
No.
as you know, you didn't have to cover yourself.
This is not from
here.
John. It is from Florida, but
Ow.
yeah. So, Rox, is this normal? Is this common?
Well, any fantasy is common, really. It could be any kind of, something new would be, I think, if anything, this person's looking for something different, Either it's the figure of the blue character being tall, elongated, I mean, he doesn't really go into what it is, just the look of, the Avatarian people, whatever they were called. I didn't see that film.
Neither did I.
The Navi. The
The
Navi.
The
Navi,
Nave,
Navi.
Navi,
Navi.
the Navis from Naboo.
where
Um,
Gargamel's cat.
That are taboo.
Yeah, it's where Gargamel's cat actually mated with one of the Smurfs.
I think he's upset that it's a
That's
cartoon,
evil.
or it's an animated type person, but it's no different than him getting, fantasizing over a pinup back in, World War, Two. Where they weren't always photographed. Some of them were paintings and stuff. It's no
The
different
Varga
than
girl, yeah.
right, or the Gibson girls and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's no different. It's just a different medium. So it really isn't. It just, it doesn't rank into like, furry because it really they're not, I think it's fine. You're okay.
Yeah, it's normal's all relative anyway. I mean, there seems to be there's going to be one person on one side going, "You're a sick fuck," and then there's going to be a person next to him going, "What? I'm masturbating to the tentacles raping the schoolgirl over here. What do why do you think that's weird?"
Right.
So, I guess it really just boils down to whatever you fancies you. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody, whack away.
Like Mel, like Mel Gibson said in Signals, Signs,
Swing away.
swing away.
Whack away. That's what he was actually wanting to do. He's wanting to watch his son masturbate or brother-in-law. I don't know.
Well,
It was-
denying the whole.
I hated that movie too.
So basically, the doctor agrees with you. The last line, last couple lines is, "I'm glad to read that you found something that excites you, and you're embracing it as an outlet of pleasure and fantasy. Life is too short not to enjoy it."
And they actually do make a fleshlight for
The Navi.
Avatar. Yes, they do have an Avatar. They have like a not the Avatar porn movie, and you can get that and the fleshlight.
I think Scott showed us the dildos of the Navi as well.
They also have zombie dildos.
And Scott White says,
That's
"Huzzah!"
just not. Yeah.
What did Scott White say?
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Oh.
All right. See, we're doing quite well on this one, on helping against the internet.
There's a lot of problems on the internet.
Oh, I know.
Oh, we didn't even go to the internet one yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
No, well, I mean that one happens to be on the internet, but it's yeah.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. All right, let's go to
Sure.
let's go to the wacky questions from Ask Yahoo.
Okay.
Yahoo's weird.
Yahoo.
They're good. They're horrible. There's a lot of stupid people out there.
You know what? They shop at my store.
They shop everywhere. They're shopping everywhere.
They drive while I'm trying to get to work.
But don't slight them.
No, I
Don't
won't
slight
slide them.
them.
I'll just outright kill them. Then I don't have to worry about them.
All right, here's one for that is Santa related.
Okay.
Santa called my mom a hoe and ate all the cookies. Question mark?
Your mom deserved it because you remember he knows who's been bad or good, so he may just been making a statement.
Oh, yeah.
And you left the cookies
well,
out for him.
all
What is
right,
he
here's
supposed to do?
Yeah, the thing is you should not lock your children up in little cupboards. Santa already knows you're an evil woman. And what kind of cookies to send them? You've probably left out those really horrible Hydroxes.
That's right.
Here we go.
So yeah, you are a hoe.
The actual answer was the accepted answer was, I guess it's much better than him fucking the cookies and eating your mom. Anyway, the I think we just got the mature rating now.
I think that's
Yeah.
There you
Going
go.
us over
The
the edge.
explicit tag. We've earned that.
I wasn't expecting that.
Okay, here's another one since we're already there. I was very bored today, so I put my penis into a toaster. Unfortunately, it's stuck and still is. I don't know if I should turn it off either. Please help me as I'm starting to lose blood circulation in my penis.
Oh my god. Unplug the toaster first. And maybe
Keep it plugged in. Throw yourself in the tub. We don't want you here anymore.
Bill, we're trying to set an example for the upcoming year. I'm
True.
sure that there's some butter handy. So unplug the toaster. Get some of that. I can't believe it's not butter, and squeeze into the thing. Now, here's the thing: you'll never be able to use this toaster ever again. Just throw it away.
No one will.
No one will. And if you have to, just tell your family.
Bury it like the Jumanji box.
Bury it. So just make sure it's all lubed up, so you can think. Oh my gosh! Here you go. This is how you'll do it. So lube it all up and think of Mrs. Claus naked. And you should be able to pop it right out.
Speaking of Mrs. Claus, why don't Mr. and Mrs. Claus have any kids? That's the next question.
Because she had him nipped and tucked before she got married.
They have thousands of elves. Do you
I
really think they need
know!
children?
Do you know what? I'll bet anything that elves peek on them all the time. So they're probably not getting any. It's like, oh God, they'll hear us. Because there's only male elves up there usually.
Well, not according to Rudolph. They do have both male and female. But then again, according to Rudolph, Santa's a dick.
Yeah, he is.
The accepted answer on that, by the way, is because Santa only comes once a year. I think my house may be haunted.
Yeah.
Question mark? Oh, yes. I see the future. Your mother is a free... Wait.
So your house is haunted.
Is my house haunted? That's what
Sure it is.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Good.
You know what? They move your plates around. We had a poltergeist, I think, back home. And at night, we'd be watching TV, and it always sounded like somebody would take the bottom plate and just take it out. You know how that makes that weird noise when you're removing a plate? Every night. They were hungry.
Here's a question that's still unresolved. I'm sexually attracted to a snowman?
That was one time.
That was a question.
Wow. Oh my gosh. It's an unrequited love because it only occurs once a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine living on the equator and not being able to ever quench the love that shall not know its name.
Wow.
There are some people that have absolutely too much time.
All right, here's the thing: can a guy? I don't know. Is it comfortable inserting his member into something very cold, or is it very restrictive? I mean, meaning it's too cold that'll be like, and you get shrinkage.
You don't mean emotionally cold, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Really, really cold because I don't have one. So.
Physically cold, not emotionally.
Physically cold. Yes. Yeah. I mean, if he tries to be amorous with this,
I want to just melt.
Man. I mean, it wouldn't really last long, right?
Well, I don't know about his actual personal stamina, so okay. I can't say it.
It'd be cold. All I can think of is that's cold. Really cold. And, you wouldn't get far. I don't think. Right? From the way you're looking, yeah.
I just
torch it.
All I can do is just shake my head.
Torch it. Torch it and move on to a Navi. There you go.
All right, last question before we head out for the evening. Does vodka really kill bees and wasps?
Didn't they do that on a Mythbusters and I think it might, but I haven't seen that in a while.
I don't think so because there's an urban myth that you can use. The urban myth was you could if you put like Listerine in a squirt bottle, you can squirt like mosquitoes, and that is false. I tried it. It didn't work.
Well, the internet and its
Because Listerine has alcohol in it.
All right.
the internet and its infinite wisdom chose this as the best answer. Does vodka really kill bees and wasps? Yes, over time. It will destroy their tiny livers, but it's a disruption to home life that really takes its toll.
It's all that time at the bars and away from the little baby wasps.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
And it's the holidays.
That's the
And then you
Holidays
gotta
kill them.
and then you gotta worry about those those little wasps turning to a life of crime because Daddy wasn't there.
Yeah. Finding Dad down at the liquor store, the bar, the corner store bar.
Hanging out with Mickey Rourke and Barfly.
Yes, during the holidays. Because you just got a case of jelly.
And not that kind of jelly, folks. Hey, so, Bill, where can folks find you? They're looking for you on the interwebs.
Oh, well, you can find us at kinkyandthegeek.wordpress.com. That's where there's blogs for both me and Aruka. You can find me at Mighty Bill at Twitter. So it's at Mighty Bill. And kinkyandthegeek.com at Gmail. Kinkyandthegeek at gmail.com.
And Rox?
You can find me at needcoffee.com, The Unique Geek, my own blog, spazhouse at blogspot.com. I'm on Twitter, Rox of Spazhouse, no E, and you can find me in your neighborhood.
I'm the one in the bushes.
Until next time, when you hear that rap tap tap on the roof, it's not Santa, it's Rox. Just let her in. It's a lot easier.
Invite me in. Invite me in. Merry Christmas, everybody. And that's a wrap. Isn't it?
It is.
All right.
Yay.
Yay! That was fun.